Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is lesson 659. Title of today's lesson is the difference between an outage, blackout, and brownout. Okay, somebody wants a screenshot, do it right now. Let's get right to it. A power outage is a more general term. It could be a power cut, in which electricity is purposely cut off due to some construction or electrical maintenance. It could also be a power failure, in which the power went out as a result of too much use, a storm, etc. It could be any power loss in which the electricity was knocked off and the flow of electricity was disrupted, including a blackout. So basically, an outage is also basically all blackouts are outages as well. All right, but not every outage is a blackout. Let's continue. The term blackout is usually used when the electricity goes off on a larger scale and was unexpectedly knocked out, and it often lasts a lot longer to get it back on. When it's a blackout and it's been knocked off and it wasn't planned, they have to find where the problem is. They got to send people out. You'd be lucky if it gets on, that day. Sometimes it's not until the next day, or sometimes it could even be longer. All right, number 2. A brownout is a temporary reduction in electrical power in an area. Brownouts are often done on purpose and may result only in partial loss of power rather than the complete loss in a blackout. Okay. Brownouts are often done in order to try to avoid a blackout from too much use in a particular area at a particular time. So if it was the summer and there was a lot of high electrical use, everybody's using their air conditioner or whatever for some reason, they realize that maybe there's a risk that there might be an overload, then they may purposely do some brownouts. So many brownouts are often done for a set amount of time and often reduces voltage from 10 to 25%. So it's not 100%, but 10 to 20%, 25% is the way it usually is. All right, let's continue. And we got 5 examples here to show just how it's used. Here's our first one. Our apartment building will have a pre-planned electrical outage for several hours to repair a couple of elevators. So this one would really be, an outage. I don't really call it a blackout because it was pre-planned. All right, here's the second one. There was a power outage on that block due to a storm. See, here I have the blackout here, so there's crossover here. You could say there was a power blackout on that block due to a storm. So both could be used here in this situation because, like I say, all blackouts are an outage anyway. All right. Number 3. There was a serious blackout on July 13th to the 14th in 1977 in New York City, which led to a lot of looting and violence. So this was on a very large scale. It was like the whole city, and it caused chaos there. This is definitely a blackout, and they didn't do this on purpose, that's for sure. All right, number 4. They had some planned brownouts during peak times in certain areas to avoid an overload to the system, which may cause a blackout. Good. And number 5, the last one, flickering lights. When the lights are going on and off. Internet connections going on and off, and electrical appliances turning on and off are telltale signs of a brownout. So electricity doesn't go out completely, but it looks like it may go out, and you see it going on, going off, going on. But remember, sometimes it doesn't actually go out when you may see that. And hopefully this is just temporary. Okay, anyway, I hope you got a better feel of when you are more likely to use one of these terms than the other. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.